everybody. Before we start with our game ball section of our video today, we want to say a special tribute to one of our former colleagues, George Breazeale. He passed away this past Saturday at the age of 80. He suffered a stroke about 6 months ago, and we've been seeing him for the last few months, and he was a living legend, not just in the city of Austin, but around the state. He was a sports writer here for 45 years. It seemed like he knew everybody, every coach. He interviewed so many people. He was a mentor to a lot of people like myself. George will be missed, and he was a mentor to me, a great guy. And Danny, you want to say a few words?
Yeah, I've only been here, this is my 4th year here, so I didn't know George as well as you did and a couple of other guys around the newsroom, but George was always good to me. If I ever had a question about anything, whether it was about, some Austin-Reagan game in the 60s or 70s or something that just happened last week, George always had the answer, was always more reliable than half the research material we had. And as you know, he kicked our butts every week in the pick'em game. So George knew his stuff. He'll be missed greatly by our staff, and he was a great asset to us as well as all the high schools around the area. So we're going to miss him, and this isn't a really good transition, but we're going to go in and do our game balls.
Rest in peace, George.
So first game ball, who are you going to be honoring this week?
First game ball, I'm going with Adam Solis. He's the used to be the wide receiver at Travis. They inserted him at quarterback because of an injury. He passed for 200 yards, rushed for 100, threw 4 touchdown passes. He rallied Travis past McCallum 36-33. 22-0 in the final quarter was the line score.
Very big game for Travis. That gives him a huge leg up at District 26 4A race. And actually, my first game ball is going to go to another 26 4A team, LBJ quarterback Darius Collins. LBJ had been winless on the season. They desperately needed to win, and Lanier was playing with them on Thursday night. It looked like maybe Lanier was going to be able to pull off an upset, but Darius kind of engineered them to a win, accounted for 4 touchdowns, threw for 3, ran for another one, and LBJ ended up winning 61-28. So that was a big win for the Jaguars, and maybe they can make something happen in that district because they still have Travis and McCallum on their schedule. Who's your second game ball going to go to?
My second game ball is going to Dennis Smith, and unfortunately this is the last time we'll give him a game ball this year, at least in the regular season. Dennis broke his foot in the first quarter of the 31-30 victory over Sealy. He broke it in the first quarter, but still played. He wound up with 100 yards rushing. He had all 4 of Wimberley's touchdowns. Before he broke his foot, his right foot under his small toe, he ran a 75-yard interception return that really turned that game around. So Dennis Smith, maybe we'll see him in the playoffs.
Yeah, tough loss. He had scored, I believe we said 18 touchdowns so far this season, so he was looking like a front runner for that Player of the Year award, but we'll see if he can come back in the playoffs, maybe lift Wimberley to a state title. My second game ball is going to go out to Connolly. Ralph Walker, he's a senior defensive back out there, had 2 interceptions in Connolly's 31-15 win over Hendrickson. Connolly's been kind of under the radar this year, but they're 5-0 right now. They beat Hendrickson, who we had rated 6th in our preseason power polls. So Connolly looks pretty legit, and that defense held a very good Hendrickson offense to under 200 yards of offense and 15 points. So kudos to Connolly, kudos to Coach McMahon, and all the Cougars are doing out there. And that's it for our game balls. As always, join us next week to see who we'll be honoring.